Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to cover about the physiological changes that happen during and after menopause. Now understanding these changes and the reasons why it happens will help us to deal with menopause effectively. Please share this video with someone you know who is affected with menopausal changes. It might be helpful to them. So in today's video, I shall be covering the following points. First of all, what are the changes that happen inside the body during and after menopause? How menopause affects our metabolism, bone health, heart health and body composition. Besides these four areas, I will also be covering how menopause affects our skin, health, urogenital health, emotional and cognitive health. So do watch the video till the end. Now the hormone estrogen inside a woman's body has a very key role to play. It is a major hormone that is responsible for many functions inside a woman's body. So the major change that happens during menopause is that there is a decline or there is a reduction in estrogen inside the body. Now this decline in estrogen affects many of the functions and processes. So it is responsible for many symptoms and health risks associated with menopause. So after menopause, this decline in estrogen actually triggers many symptoms and many physiological changes that actually start affecting our metabolism, bone health, heart health and our body composition. So let us now understand how each of these areas gets affected. So estrogen has a key role in maintaining energy expenditure and metabolism inside our body. So when there is reduced levels of estrogen inside the body, our metabolism tends to slow down. So this means now that we will burn fewer calories when we are at rest. Now this will automatically lead to weight gain, especially around the abdominal area. Although you may be following a diet or doing your regular exercise, yet you will find that now there is easier weight gain. The distribution of fat also now changes. There is now a tendency to accumulate more visceral fat. Now visceral fat is the fat that is accumulated around the abdominal area. Now subcutaneous fat is fat that is accumulated below the skin. This fat is inert. Visceral fat is more metabolically active. This means that it releases free fatty acids into our circulation. Now this contributes to a number of health problems like insulin resistance, high cholesterol, etc. Now visceral fat is also known as active fat. This is primarily because it plays an active role in many of the functions in the body. So it is stored in the abdominal area and are in and around our organs like pancreas, our liver, intestines, etc. Now little bit of visceral fat is considered to be okay. But too much of it can be dangerous and can lead to many diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, Alzheimer's, etc. Hormonal changes also affects the way your body now uses insulin. So it puts you at a risk of insulin resistance and this further complicates weight management. Now let us understand how decline in estrogen affects your bone health. Estrogen is very important to maintain the bone density. So after menopause, what now happens is because of a reduction in estrogen, there is accelerated bone loss. Now this puts you at a greater risk of fractures, osteoporosis. So now your bone mineral density decreases. So estrogen actually stimulates the activity of osteoblasts. Now osteoblasts are the bone forming cells. With less estrogen in the body, the activity of osteoblasts diminishes. So now you are losing bone at a much more faster rate as compared to the formation of bone. Now your bones start to become thinner, weaker, brittle. That's why postmenopausal women are more prone to fractures like fractures of the hip, the spine and the wrist areas. So that's why during menopause now it is more essential for you. Your need for vitamin D and calcium goes up. Also it is very important to do weight bearing exercises. Now a combination of strength training, resistance training, body weight exercises is very important. This will overall improve your bone health and bone mineral density. The third area that gets affected is your heart health. Estrogen has a protective effect on the cardiovascular system. Estrogen actually maintains your levels of LDL and HDL. Now LDL is the bad cholesterol, HDL is the good cholesterol. So post menopause now what happens is your LDL levels go up and your HDL levels come down. So you must have observed that if you do your lipid profile around this time, you will see there are drastic changes, although your diet or exercise are in place. This happens mainly because of the estrogen influence. Before menopause, women are at a very lower risk of getting heart diseases as compared to men. But post menopause, their risk of heart diseases goes up. So post menopause, now your LDL levels are going up, and that leads to buildup of plaque in the arteries, also known as atherosclerosis. This increases the risk of heart attacks and stroke. Estrogen also maintains the elasticity of blood vessels. So now what happens is, when menopause sets in, your blood vessels start to become more stiffer, and this leads to increase in your blood pressure. Again, high blood pressure is a major risk for cardiovascular diseases. Now there is also an increased risk of metabolic syndrome. Now what is metabolic syndrome? Metabolic syndrome is a cluster or a group of conditions. When they occur simultaneously, they increase your risk of heart disease, stroke and other cardiovascular diseases. For example, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, gain of weight around the abdominal area, which is also known as central adiposity, abnormal cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Combination of all these factors increases your risk of metabolic syndrome. So do comment below and let me know if I should do a separate video on metabolic syndrome. Now the fourth area that gets affected is your body composition. Now estrogen has an influence on how your body stores fat and how that fat is utilized. So there is a shift now in the fat storage patterns. Previously, women pre-menopause, they usually store fat more around the hip area, the thighs, arms, etc. Once your estrogen levels start dropping, two major things happen. There is an increase in fat mass, and secondly, there is a decrease in muscle mass. Because the metabolism is slowing down, your muscle mass starts decreasing, whereas your fat storage starts increasing. Now, estrogen plays a very significant role in metabolizing fats. Now, because of this, what happens is, now body's ability to burn fat goes down, and it becomes now easier for the body to put on and hold on to the weight. Post menopause, there is a natural decline in your muscle mass. Now this is known as sarcopenia. Now muscle is a metabolically active tissue as compared to fat. Fat is inert. Now what I mean by this is, the body needs to burn calories to maintain muscle. So when there is a decrease in your muscle mass, what now happens is that your body needs to burn less calories to maintain that muscle. Automatically now you will tend to put on more weight. There is also a shift in the way the fat now is getting stored in the body. Previously, as I mentioned already, women used to store more fat around the hip area, around the thighs, more like a pear shape. And after menopause, this shift happens that now body starts storing more of this fat around the abdominal area, more kind of an apple shape. Also, there is an increase in the inflammation levels in the body. Now, rise in visceral fat now increases inflammation in your body. This contributes to chronic low-grade inflammation. Now, let me summarize briefly all of this for you. You must have now observed that it is this decline in estrogen which results in so many physiological changes in a woman's body. First of all, your metabolism is slowing down, so it now becomes difficult to maintain or to lose weight. Secondly, your bone health gets affected. Risk of osteoporosis, fractures goes up. Changes happening in the lipid profile, increase in cholesterol, high BP, all of this affects your heart health. And finally, a major change happens in your body composition. There is an increase in fat storage, there is a decrease in muscle mass. All of this contributes to weight gain. Besides these physiological changes, many other changes are also happening. So let's now cover some of them. Your skin and hair health also gets affected now. Estrogen is primarily responsible for skin hydration, elasticity and the health of your hair follicles. The skin now becomes drier, it becomes less elastic, and this could lead to wrinkles and sagging also. Now, due to lower estrogen levels, some of the women even experience severe hair loss, hair thinning. Menopause phase also affects your emotional and cognitive health. Many women experience extreme mood swings during menopause, such as irritability, anxiety, anger, depression. Now this all happens due to fluctuating hormone levels. So it is very important for the family members to understand these changes that are happening and be extremely supportive. Now fluctuating estrogen levels also affects your memory and concentration levels. Some women actually experience brain fog. So brain fog is a set of symptoms that affects your ability to think, focus, remember and pay attention. So there is difficulty in concentrating, you become more forgetful about things and sometimes even disillusioned. Estrogen also affects thermoregulation. It helps the body to maintain our body temperature. As the levels start dropping, the body's capability to maintain our body temperature becomes less efficient. This results in hot flashes. Hot flashes are sudden intense feelings of heat. There is profuse sweating, rapid heartbeats, palpitation. Now these are some of the common menopausal symptoms. Some women also experience night sweats. Now night sweats are similar to hot flashes except that they occur during sleep. This disrupts your sleep cycle and can contribute to fatigue. Next, estrogen also affects your urogenital health. Estrogen is very important to maintain a healthy urinary tract. During this phase now, there is an increased risk of UTI or urinary tract infections, making you more prone to infections. Some women, they also experience urinary incontinence or loss of bladder control. There is a urge of frequent urination and sometimes a feeling of incomplete evacuation. So by now you must have understood that how estrogen plays a very important role in almost every function in the woman's body. So let us understand now how can we manage these postmenopausal changes. First of all, focus on your diet. Prioritize to have nutritious foods, include more protein, increase your intake of calcium, vitamin D, healthy fats so that it supports your bone density, your heart health, etc. Now this will help you to manage weight, support your bone health and also reduce your risk of heart diseases. Engage in regular exercises like strength training, cardio, resistance training, body weight training. So it's very important to have a combination of workouts. Now exercise will not only help you to build muscle, maintain your bone density, but will also help you to deal with the mood swings. Exercise releases feel-good hormones and this will help you to stay balanced. To deal with the emotional changes, practice yoga, meditation, mindfulness, so it helps you to manage the mood swings. Many women, they go for hormone replacement therapy or HRT. HRT is a medical treatment that uses artificial estrogen to help you to reduce menopausal symptoms. There are certain risks involved in it. Talk to your doctor and understand whether you really need HRT. If you take care of your diet, exercise and do many lifestyle changes, you can effectively deal with menopausal symptoms. In conclusion, these lower levels of estrogen during menopause brings about so many changes in a woman's body. It affects everything. It affects your metabolism, your reproductive health, your bone health, your cardiovascular function and also your emotional well-being. All these changes in the body lead to so many symptoms like hot flashes, weight gain, brittle bones, risk of fractures goes up, or risk of conditions like osteoporosis, osteopenia, heart diseases goes up. However, they are manageable with the right lifestyle changes. So a balanced diet, regular physical activity, de-stressing yourself, all of this can go a long way to maintain the health and quality of your life during and after menopause. So it is very important to educate yourself and the people around you, your family members, friends, and sensitize them about this issue so that you can deal with menopause with their support. Remember, menopause is a natural phase in a woman's life, so you need not fear it or be apprehensive about it. Although menopause brings in so many challenges, it marks a new chapter in your life and it can definitely manage through knowledge and self-care. So with the right approach like healthy lifestyle choices, staying active, seeking support when needed, women can gracefully embrace this transition and thrive during the postmenopausal years. If you understand the process and take steps to take care of yourself, it will be easier for you to navigate this phase of menopause with strength, confidence and grace. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And yes, please comment on your thoughts below about menopause. So until the next video, bye-bye and take care.